The real South Korea. Most people will never see. Here is a surprising truth most travelers never consider. More than 80% of visitors to South Korea only explore the triangle of Seoul, Busan, and Jeju, which means they are missing an entirely different Korea, one made of misty mountains, quiet fishing villages, ancient markets, and traditions that rarely make it into glossy travel blogs. And the wild part is that locals often guard these places almost instinctively, not because they want to hide them, but because they feel too personal, too precious to turn into crowded tourist spots. Today, we are stepping inside that version of Korea. The one tucked behind the neon lights and skyscrapers, the one shaped by history, nature, and the kind of simplicity that makes you rethink what travel even means. If Korea has ever fascinated you beyond K-pop and city nights, this guide might open your eyes to a completely different world. The hidden valleys of Gangwon. Province Gangwon is known for its mountains, but the true magic sits far beyond the ski resorts and busy hiking trails. Deep valleys where the rivers move slowly enough to reflect entire forests and tiny villages sit tucked under slopes like they are trying not to disturb the silence. When you walk these back roads, the air changes. It becomes crisp, clean, and almost sweet, like it has been filtered through 100 years of pine trees. Some people worry these remote areas might feel too quiet or isolated, but once you settle into the rhythm, the calm becomes addictive in a way modern life rarely offers. You may stumble across small temples hidden between cliffs or local farmers selling snacks that taste fresher simply because of the environment. Take your time here and let the valley breathe around you. This is Korea at its most peaceful. Jola's countryside and its slow-life villages. Most travelers breeze through Jola for the food, but the countryside hides villages where the pace drops so dramatically you can hear the wind brushing over rice fields and the gentle creak of old wooden gates. These are places where time feels stretched out, where morning fog hangs low over rolling farmland, and where elderly locals still walk paths worn smooth by generations. Some visitors think rural areas lack excitement, but Jeolla proves that quiet places carry their own powerful charm, especially when you sit on a low wall and watch the fields light up under the rising sun. The mix of tradition, simplicity, and casual warmth from locals creates an atmosphere you will never find in cities. Wander the narrow lanes, take in the farmland views, and just let the stillness do its work. And if slow travel destinations are your thing, I would love to hear the ones that left a mark on you. The secret islands of the south coast of South Korea has more than 3,000 islands, yet most people only know about Jeju. The southern coast hides tiny islands where life runs on fishing schedules. The sea is calm enough to look like glass, and the sunsets paint the water in shades you cannot fully capture in photos. The ferries are small, the ports are simple, and the whole experience feels wonderfully untouched. Some travelers worry these islands might feel too quiet, but the quiet is the charm. Every boat passing by, every wave rolling in, every distant voice across the harbor feels meaningful. These islands remind you that Korea is just as much about ocean culture as it is about city skylines. Walk the coastal paths, breathe in the salty air, and let yourself slow down with the tide. And tell me if remote islands ever make you feel more connected than crowded beaches. Gwangju's artistic underbelly. Everyone knows Gwangju for its history, but locals know another dimension. The hidden side streets filled with independent art studios, mural-covered walls, and small cafes where creativity spills out into everyday life. The atmosphere feels raw and expressive, like the city carries a pulse beneath its calm surface. Some visitors worry they might not fit in with the artistic vibe. But once you wander through those markets and alleys, you realize the energy is welcoming rather than exclusive. The mix of history, youth culture, and community-driven creativity gives the city a character you cannot find anywhere else in Korea. Take your time exploring the smaller neighborhoods, especially around old industrial buildings that have been transformed into art spaces. And if you have ever fallen in love with a city because of its creative soul, share that place in the comments. Andong's living traditions beyond. Haho people visit Andong for the famous Haho folk village. But the places outside the main tourist paths hold traditions that feel alive in a deeper, quieter way. There are old wooden houses where you can hear the creak of the floors as you walk, family-run workshops passing down techniques from generations past, and hills where the morning light hits. Traditional rooftops, so gently it feels poetic. Some travelers worry that traditional towns might feel staged, but the lesser-known areas of Andong feel entirely authentic, like you are stepping into someone's everyday life rather than a performance. The charm is in the details. Handmade lanterns, small tea houses, elders sweeping their porches with slow, practiced motions. The quiet temples of North Gyeongsang. Many temples in Korea are famous, but the ones hidden in the mountains of North Gyeongsang feel almost secret, tucked into forests where the only sounds are wind chimes and distant birds. Walking to these temples feels like entering a different world, where the path becomes softer, the air cooler, and every step loosens the tension you didn't know you were carrying. Some visitors imagine temples to be crowded or formal, but these quieter ones are the opposite. They offer solitude without demanding anything from you, a space where you can just breathe. The architecture blends so gently into the mountains that you sometimes do not notice the buildings until you are already standing beside them. The lava cliffs and forest trails of East Jeju. Most people stay near Jeju's beaches and markets, but the eastern side hides dramatic lava cliffs, secluded trails, and quiet coastal paths where the ocean crashes against black volcanic rock in slow, powerful waves. The contrast between the rough cliffs and the calm forest nearby creates an atmosphere that feels layered, wild yet soothing at the same time. Visitors sometimes assume Jeju is all polished tourist spots, but these trails feel untouched, almost like nature left them just rugged enough to keep them authentic. Walking here is less about sightseeing and more about feeling the raw power of the island beneath your feet. Daegu's traditional markets, after dark. Daegu's markets have a reputation for being lively, but the hidden charm appears at night when the crowds thin and the neon signs glow softly against stalls, stacked with old recipes, handmade snacks, and the kind of food you only find when locals still care about tradition. The smell of spices fills the air, conversations echo in a warm rhythm, and the whole place feels like a living memory. Some people worry night markets might be overwhelming, but Daegu's quieter corners actually feel intimate, like the city is handing you its culture one bite at a time. Explore slowly, try something new, and let the night market energy wrap around you. And if you love places that come alive after dark, share your favorite one. If this look into the real South Korea opened your eyes to the hidden beauty beyond the major cities, make sure to like the video so more travelers can discover these untouched gems. Subscribe if you want more deep dive travel guides that go beyond the typical tourist spots, and drop a comment telling me which of these places you want to explore first. Your support helps this channel keep uncovering the world's best kept secrets, and I cannot wait to take you on the next journey.